Haven't shown you my patio area for quite a long time, so I'll just show you an update there. We have 4 o'clock flowers and some kind of climby fern thingy that was always here. I don't like it, but Mike does, so that's over here. We of course have basil growing everywhere on the patio. So this is the patio table. And Mr. Colin Waffles saying hello. Of course more basil. We have Fossil. I've just put this in a pot. I'd been growing it for a little while, starting it off. It was I was weeding an area where I've got lots of this, and I pulled a bit out and it had a root on, so I thought it wants to stay. So I put it in that pot there. The great thing about that, yes Fossil, the great thing about that is I have a little succulent above it with obviously no base, so that drips down and waters that. That's a water saving tip for you. Grow things above other things and you don't need to water everything. This is a water feature or bird bath, whatever you want to call it. The reason I've left the top down the bottom is the actual bit that goes in the slot at the top here is very small. It just more balances in there, and you will see pictures. I'll see if I can find it to show you. The cats used to like to sit in this when it was on the top and sleep. Now I did put a round pot in the top to stop them doing that, but on a very bad stormy windy day it did come off, and luckily it didn't break. So Mike's going to put maybe a bit of copper pipe or something longer and attach that, so that's sitting there for now because I don't want to get it broken, because my parents bought me this as a present when I moved to my second big house. Then I've just taken all the bottom off of this pomegranate tree. This was a job I did while we had the workaway volunteer here. I was doing the patio, and I've snipped out all the top. And here we have a chimney pot that apparently was original to this house, and the man wanted to take it with him, but he didn't because it's actually broken. Now it was only a small crack, but he thought he didn't want to take it after all because there was a second one which he took. And I put this plant in, but now I see the cracks. Every time I water it, water pours out. So I cut it all back. It was all draping over here. I cut it all back to see where the crack was, and I'll show you. So it needs fixing. So this is the pomegranate from the other side, and already we have pomegranates on this tree. Areas of our garden have much bigger ones right now. They will grow different stages depending on their situ. There's actually a big one up there. I don't know if you can see it. So I cut all this back. But let's take a look at this pot. So we have, I don't know if you can see, we have a big hole here. Oh, there. We have a big hole, but we have a crack all the way up and all the way down, and I believe I saw on the other side a crack as well. This is the other side. This is just a small crack. This is what I think we had initially. I don't know, I can't remember, but I remember thinking it was just a little crack. Oh, and there's a big hole now at the bottom as well. Do you think it's a goner? I was saying to Mike, if we found big flat stones or rocks and wedged it in and then cemented round, it might not be a brilliant seal, but it might be, so we're going to maybe try that. And then this is all the irises that my friend gave me. Well, a few of the irises she gave me. She gave me tons. I put them all around the garden. I've got 2 little pomegranates here. Now I'm just going to keep these very small because I want them for the flowers, not for the pomegranates. We've got plenty of pomegranate trees. Do look out for my video that tells you how many of each fruit tree I have in my garden. It's a shocker. So we have oleander there that I put in. I grew this myself from a cutting off of another one. Again, I've got a video of that, so I'll try and link that below. And I tried all the methods of taking cuttings, and I'll show you which one works the best. There's another little pomegranate there. Again, I want for flowers. More iris. One of many grapevines in our garden. And then my papaya. He's doing quite well. I have to keep him watered. Oh, he's got a curly whirly there, look. Can you see? Nature's wonderful. So you'll find somewhere to grab on there. I keep it mulched at the bottom. I find that helps. Oh, this, some of you haven't seen Mike's other compass. This is his original compass because he made all the paving in this column, this area here. He made it match the rest of the patio. This was just an earth path. So, yes, some of you haven't seen this. If you're a long time viewer of me, you would have seen it. But I think that's beautiful. So you'll know that he's also made a different sort of compass. He's making on our chill out area. Totally different idea. We've got a rose bush here. Now this isn't much at the moment, but this is the one with the beautiful peachy orangey mixed colour roses. That's where the water feature is. And yes, it does run. So here's the water feature. Mike made the steps in front of it, and that long path was here, but not the additional bit. You can see maybe the change in colour. Also the additional front bit of this path, the main patio path, was there, and then Mike continued to make, joining them all up together. He made that front path and all of that path where we've just come with the compass, because that was just earthen. So the patio was just here. So let's go down this way. So that's the arch we came through, that pathway. And that's all the oleander, the irises, the pomegranates. This is my main quince tree. And we have quince coming on it already. There's a yucca. And then this is where the old sink is. And don't tell me to put water in it as a water feature. If that was like that when we came here, and there's a big story to that I've said many times, and I wouldn't use it as a planter either. And here again is another good example of a plant above another plant. So this is what you should all be doing to save water if you grow things. Hang a plant over another plant, you'll need far less water. You don't want drip trays, and that will also stop bugs if you don't have drip trays. And then some more mint. We've used this for the cats. Looks like it was probably a top of a bird bath at some point. That was here when we came. That's, the cats have that on the patio. That's one of my strawberry hanging plants. And then we have some roses there. That's where the cats are. Oh, Fossil's moved. Fossil's moved onto the footstool. And you can see our patio table, my pots, another strawberry plant hanging up, another oleander I grew from cuttings in a big pot, more plants. I've got a row of plants there with some different mint on the end. I think that's peppermint. And the bar, this was already here, and I put my snake plant here, which, if you may remember, are the ones where the flowers look like little bees, and it stops bugs. The bugs think there's a big bee there. I think that's awesome. That's the bar. And then finally, this is where my herb area is, over this side. And then we go down to the pool. And that is where the stone table area is, with my main grapevines. You can see all the bags where the grapes are growing inside them. And I've just tidied up this area that we're keeping as almost a hedge. We've got a what do you call it? It's a full strawberry plant, strawberry tree, and then we have intertwined, I'm growing jasmine, pomegranate flowers, and the trumpet flowers. That's the other side of the pot. We have a huge palm here. Another rose, this is a red rose. We have here another rose bush. It's the other side of the water that the cats have. That's the sink, stone sink. We have some more random plants here, cactus. These are beautiful yellow flowers when they're in bloom. These have just finished. They reseed themselves. And the wallflowers, these are a type of succulent. Another arch, and this has our trumpet flowers on. That's the other side of the quince tree. Beautiful arch to go through, full of flowers. That's the step that Mike made up to the water feature. This is the yucca, and that's in flower, and yes, you can eat the fruits. So once they fruit, you can eat those. And the stone table with the grapes growing in the grape bags to stop the birds. So I hope that's given you some bearings as to my garden. I have some more flowers around the edge of this stone table patio to make this a nice sitting area. And of course we have our swing seat, and we normally have a hammock hung up down this area as well between these trees. Swing seat that we have cushions on, and little table and chairs down in that area with, as you can see, another area for the cats to drink down there. And you get down there by little steps that Mike built into the side of the stone patio area. I'm crunching, if you can hear my feet crunching, there's carobs falling off this tree. You can go down this way to there.